Whew. Hi, salutations, greetings. My name is Margie. I'm Hailk Empath, and I just like having these little talks, these little conversations, talks. Depends on how if anybody else is watching. If they engage, well, then it's a conversation. But if it's just me, it's a talk on how I feel about things. And I don't know how people are on the planet right now that are just like, everything's wonderful, everything's great. Like the lollipop guild. La 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 la. Mom used to say when I was, don't bury your head in the sand. Get your head out of the sand. Get your head out of the sand. That's not how it is, you know. Look at things how they really are. She drove that. Just know the reality of situations, not how you know. She's been training me my whole life, spiritually. I was a very, very faithful little girl. I'd go to, but I had my ideas about God, my own ideas. Kind of looked like a Gorman's fisherman, because they said, where's God? He's in the stars. He's up there. So I look up, and then there's the stars, And then, okay, what does he do? He protects you and guides you. He gets you through the storm. Well, we lived in Morro Bay. It was a little fishing community. So I'm like, okay, so God is like the captain of the ship. So in his slickster, in his slicky, in his yellow slickies and stuff. So anyway, we'd gone to different churches here and there and just couldn't find the right fit, because we just would find places where they would speak on God and talk, but the Spirit of God, there was no place for the Spirit of God to be found in those walls. Yeah. So, 46 years later, I got my own, better. I through the trials and tribulations, I've denounced God. I've screamed at God. I've cursed at God. And what it all comes down to is He don't hold grudges. That's cool. And I've come back to God more so in the last 6 weeks than I have in the last 4 years. That's what happens. That's why all the consequence came upon me. All the karma came on me, because I wasn't living for God, and I was living for me and my ego and what I wanted. And there's no spirit in that, because we're a collective consciousness, and what I do impacts everybody in my direct, immediate family. So now I can't live for me anymore. I have to live for all of us. Collectively, what's in the best interest for all of us, because my mom, my dogs, they're the only family I got. So, gotta do what I can to take care of them. Because I didn't have the best examples of people teaching me to take care of myself. Yeah, I got my faith in God and stuff like that. Mom had her own battles, and I talk about that in other stories. I'm not going to talk about it today. I'm kind of feeling wore down. Like I gotta go get some orange juice and take some extra vitamin C and stuff like that. It's all the smoke in the air. We're supposed to live free, breathe free, drink free, eat free, live free. But the cost of all this stuff is added up so much that people are spread thin. So, as we know, I usually don't get sick. Usually I can curb it, but I think I'm kind of feeling for DT, and it's just all, they got a plan, they got a plan, and there's always a plan. And when I say they, when I'm thinking about, like, I don't mean they, I mean God has a plan. God has a plan. So it doesn't matter what people try to do to get things to go in their way. God's power is always the highest, I look at people's human behaviors, characteristics. I think that every behavior, every characteristic, every personality trait, it comes with a frequency. So you have the happy-go-lucky, high vibrational people, and you have the people that just suck. And when I say suck, it's like whenever they're in the room, they just suck all the joy out of it. I've been that person before. I've been the Debbie Downer. That's why I'm trying not to do that anymore. Trying to, I can I don't focus on anything. I don't focus on the negative. I don't focus on the positive. I focus on the fact that we live in a full spectrum reality where they all exist, and you can't omit one or the other out, you know. So I called the talk, what did I call it? Degaussing the lower frequencies. Is that what I called it? Degaussing the lower vibes from your energy field. A lot of people are having physical symptoms. Sickness, when people get sick, it means that you're doing too much. You're going too hard. The man's 74 years old. He's been going and going and going, flying all over the place. Now, granted, you know, but you know, it's just like, and only thing I'm gonna say about DT getting the Rona is go watch Sam Geppy's case study that he did last night at 12:30 last night, because he took the time from when the tweet was put out that he got it, and then he got online and started doing a case study, looking at his chart, going, yeah, you know. And Sam is the only astrologer that I know that has been like talking about how his health needs to be guarded around this point in time. And you know what's interesting is DT, he was born on a full moon, and last night was a full moon. I don't know about anybody else, but I don't want another day like yesterday. I just energetically at all. I want, yeah, you know. So it was a rough one for me yesterday. I did not like it. I don't like it. And all I can do is you know, when there's days like that, all you gotta just tell yourself is, this is gonna pass, man. This is not a permanent. This is not how you're gonna feel forever. You'll feel better in a little while. And I just kept waiting for it, and it finally broke about 6, 7 o'clock, 8. Or it was later than that. It's probably around my third talk. I did a third talk last night, and I just kind of was finally able to chill out. But I couldn't. And it's not me. It's because, I mean, it is me. But I'm picking up on the degaussing of freaking everybody I'm around on the 40th parallel. You know, we're all connected by ley lines and shit like that. But yeah, but people would rather believe in false heroes of sports figures and superstars than believe the reality of ley lines and energy. You know, and how we're science and all that stuff. It's just easier to say, no, that's not real. That's not how it is. I swear this world has been based on... It's not like that. It's so weird. So people are degaussing, you know. We're supposed to be healthy. People are moving from a carbon-based structure, body system, to a crystalline-based. You know, and data, crystal... You know, the crystalline, that's what freaking used to activate the good stuff to melt the freaking rocks. Here's a side note. You want to do something neat? Go look at Mount Shasta from an aerial view. I think, and then I've done this in other talks before, but somebody did an aerial view of like some pyramids, and I was like, huh, that kind of looks like Mount Shasta, and that little black hill that's right next to it on the other side of I-5, whatever that is. They said it was like a pile of ash, like the like the top of the mountain like blew off and then all landed over here and made a little mountain. Anyway, but if it's whatever. But if you look at Mount Shasta from aerial view, there's Mount Shasta and then there's those two. They look like melted freaking pyramids to me. It just got buried with rubble or whatever. That like I don't know. It's just like I don't know. Just check it out. Just let me know what you think. It's all speculate. I'm not gonna never know about nothing. Everything is speculation. Even things that are proven with all the facts, because we just never know. We never know. So you know, there's ways. We're our own ecosystem, and we're supposed to be keeping our ecosystem clean, just like we're supposed to be keeping the planet clean. See, we're supposed to be the custodians of this earth. We're supposed to be keeping the waters clean and clear for all the animals and the birds and us. And, you know, there's a storyline that came in and said, yeah, we're going to do that. But first, we're going to... No, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. They don't want to do that at all. They've been filling the oceans with junk. Because, you know, for years and years, we've been selling our garbage to China for disposal? Right, right. That means they take it and dump it in the ocean for a lot of money. It's so weird. You know, I feel responsible for the way of the nation now. Because I'm like, how did it happen? It was like, they came up and just like, how did we become like, how did it happen, man? How did it happen? I wasn't paying attention because as soon as I left the Air Force, I'm like, I'm done with politics. I'm done with it's all horse shit. It's all freaking the swinging dicks club and who's in charge and how they feel that day. And if they're a misogynistic, freaking maniacal asshole, then they're going to ruin the lives of, you know, as many people as they can. And then they're going to go home and do their wife and be like, I was such an ass today. Want to hear how many lives I ruined today, honey? Good girl, girl. Good girl. Sugar hips. You want to go, Artie? You want to go? No? No. I don't want to go. You don't got to go, bud. You don't got to go. You just stay right there, bud. We got Benny right here as a co-host. Benny got goop in her eyes, Ben. Benny sleepy-eyed Benny. We got Benny right here. Here's Benny. Here, Benny. Hi, Benny. Marge. Benny sleepy, Marge. Just a good boy. I've been degaussing since about 2016. It's when I was almost 200 pounds, and I had the relationship, the live-in girlfriend, you know, and ideally, oh yeah, I'm like, this is nothing like I wanted it to be. And then that relationship ended, and then I was like, why am I in Nebraska? I had the house. I mean, if I could get really mad at myself if I think about the house that I left in Nebraska, I could. But I can't do that because God isn't in the present. See, that's why when people feel regret and remorse, it's because they don't have God with them. And did I not invite God into the room? I don't think I did. I think He's already here. I think He's always with me. I just want to let people know that are watching out there in Tewksville that this is a godly place. Source, power, love, highest vibrational frequency. So we transmute that Luciferian low vibrational frequency here. And that's what my intentions are. You know, and if you're into it, that's cool. You can hang out, you know. You don't put your negative intentions on me, because I'll blast you back with my light and keep it, you know. I'm not going to turn anybody away or nothing like that. Maybe I could give you a little food for thought, you know. Come over to the light side. It's a lot cooler than the dark side, man. Look at all the people that have gone to the dark side. It's just, take care. Be well. Be well. Hope it suits you well. You know. So I started my degauss about 4 years ago, and I just started taking myself out and doing what I wanted to do in the interim of doing what else was expected of me from my employers and from my commitments and recovery and all of these other things, you know. I was always, yeah, Mom? You okay? Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, I saw that. I gotta put another one on it. The sticky came off. See, this is why. That's why I don't like leaving her. Like yesterday, I went and got additive for the truck, and then I had to cycle it through the engine. So I drove around for about 40 minutes. It wasn't even an hour, but I was gone an hour. Well, I drove around, but by the time I went to the gas, so I was gone over an hour. And then when I came back, the Netflix was off, and Mom was just sitting in the chair looking at the menu, and I was like, I can't not get, because I can get mad at me. I can get mad at me. Because it's like, how long were you know, she don't even know how long she just don't care. She just, you know. She's good now, though. She's good now. She's good now. What did you just say about remorse, Marge, and how God can't be with you? And oh yeah, that's why I talk about this, to remind myself, huh? Look at Benny's pointy lip. He's so cute. He's such a cool He's such a good boy. You're so sweet, buddy. He's just such a good boy. See, this love engagement, to me, this took me 46 years to get comfortable to be able to love on things. Yeah, they taught me how to love. Because I didn't get that. I got go outside, get out of here. I go, what's wrong with you? What is your problem? You're the problem child. You're a terror. I got that. I was a terror. I got a lot of that, and I was just like, I just want people to play with. Nobody ever wanted to play with me, huh? Well, they did, but in freaking gross, disgusting ways. And then, you get that vibe, and you just get used to playing by yourself, you know. Not having friends, but it doesn't mean I haven't kept trying it for 46 years, you know, to find my network, meet my people, all that stuff. I hate when people say, when they call your people as peeps. Peeps. Like, so what, they're little marshmallow freaking fluffy birds? I don't like peeps. So my Degauss started, it was kind of interesting. I used to do, because I would never really get sick, but I'd get run down, and I'd still go to work if I was run down, but then I'd get better. So I would use sick days instead to do things like, now I would just call in, just because I don't, you know, I call in mental health. I don't work anymore, so it don't matter, but I call in a mental health day, and then I call in sick, and then Mom and I drive down to Nebraska City to the Kimmel apple orchard and freaking get some apple fritters and stuff like that, because I'd done that years before with other friends. It's just like certain things you do for in the season, you know. And I saw somebody that went down there and did that, and it's just like, dude, they had their masks on, and I'm just like, you're in a freaking middle of Nebraska in an apple orchard. Why are you wearing? Oh my gosh, really? We're still that, buddy. We're still that, buds. So, and then I started just like eating whatever I want. I'd go to Village Inn. That's like their Denny's out there. They're everywhere. I'd go to Village Inn and get like 4 different pieces of pie. And I just eat a couple bites of each piece. You know? Just a little taste, just so I wasn't withholding myself from myself all the time. And what happened was I started to lose that weight, you know. I started like going out and walking around downtown, and then I started taking my camera with me everywhere. I go out on drives, and I just go out in the middle of nowhere, and I get these shots there's these shots because nobody else is out there, you know. I go out in snowstorms and blizzards and take really cool pictures. Not while I was driving, that's stupid. But, you know, I just was taught a long time ago that life is to be experienced, and that we're a spirit having human experiences. I had all the bad ones I had a bunch of bad ones when I was younger. And because of that, it's just like, I don't want to feel that way anymore. I don't understand why people want to feel bad and weigh themselves down. I mean, I do, because I did. I ate my feelings for years, man. But you know what happened? Is once I started talking about my feelings and expressing myself, or cutting people away that are just mean to me, that just don't treat me with the respect that I deserve. No, it's like, I always learned to just be real respectful of people, and then, you know. But the reality of it is you are respectful, but people don't know how to be respectful back, so you're not going to get back. So that now you're a bitch. Now in your eyes, they think you're a bitch, you know, and then they think that they can take advantage of you and stuff like that. And there's no spirit in that. So I let people think that, and I'll just be on my way, you know. And then my world gets smaller, my circle gets smaller. So a lot of people have to degauss, and to degauss, you got to get out there and you got to get moving. You got to get the energy that has become stagnant, that has caused you to eat your feelings or drink your feelings or whatever, do whatever those bad habits are, you know, and freaking get your heart pumping, you know, People can't lose weight unless their heart pumps really, really fast for like extended periods of time. You know, and if you start losing weight, guess what? It takes all the pressure off your joints and shit like that are hurt. And then, you know, then when you get old, you don't need freaking so, you know. I know people that are on like their 3rd knee replacement. I'm like, stop going to the fucking doctor. Evidently doesn't know how to replace knees. You know, it's just, people are serving the wrong God. They're serving the ego. And ego is easing God out, in my mind. Well, when there's no God, then, well, what's left is the Lucifairy tale. The Lucifairy tale. The Lucifer, chasing sensations, money, property, prestige. You know? I think it's really funny. I know a lot of people with freaking a lot of money. You know, I know millionaires. You know, and they always, I heard them for years talk about how important they are, all the goodness that they do, all the good stuff that they do, you know. They're looking above everybody's head while they say this because they know they're lying because they can't look at anybody in the eye while they say it, right? You know, but yet there's so many people, there's so many more people that are freaking living in tents and stuff all over the place, everywhere. If you live in a city and they're not living in tents, where do you live? And what are they doing with the people? You know? I started thinking about all the nefariousness lately of like all the programs that are probably perpetuating, like all the organ donating and stuff. No wonder people, you know, I wonder how many organs that got harvested. Don't they talk about people getting harvested in the Bible? Aren't we harvested? Like freaking corn and stuff like that. So that means there's a storyline, right? See, that's the thing is I love how the mainstream media is like trying to negate and demonize the whole Qbert, you know, deal, because it's just like when I was a 3-year-old and they're like, you know, trying to tell me to, if you eat your dinner, you know, you'll get a treat kind of thing. And that's not what I wanted to say. Hold on, I don't like this song. I'm going to turn this off. I can't believe the music that I used to like. It's like all this music lately that I used to like, I hear it now, and I'm just like, oh, I hate it. It's so annoying. But and then I gotta say, okay, Marge, where's your disease? Because whenever there's a problem in the world, the problem is because of me and how I'm perceiving something. So, degaussing, and I bring up degaussing. I've worked in IT for many years, and what they would do, what a degausser is, if you don't know, it's a device that has magnetics, and it's really highly magnetized, and you put hard drives on it, and it's supposed to wipe all the data off the hard drive. Now, I've never taken a hard drive, degaussed it, and put it back into the machine. So I don't know if it, you know, but it probably works, you know. And they do it with human beings. They did it in you know, a lot more in the 80s and stuff, like full of like lobotomies and stuff, like electric shock therapy. Watch, they're gonna bring the psychiatric wards back. Watch, yeah, they're gonna do the same old shit that they always been doing. Yeah, and people like me, you know, intuitives, you know, that's what they do. That's what they did back in the 60s. You have these people with these abilities that can do all this shit, and then you have people that are threatened by the fact that people can do this stuff of and by themselves, and then they want them to come and do your stuff for them, and if you won't, then you're not playing their game, so they'll freaking lock you away and sedate you on a bunch of pills and maybe freaking electrocute your brain and make you stupid, you know. Because they want you to be like them. They want you to. When people make you hurt or are trying to make you mad or hurt your feelings, it's because they want you to be like them. Yeah. I don't understand how people don't see don't recognize that they are the traits in other people that they don't like. That's why you don't like them. You just aren't acknowledging them. I did it for years. It's just easier. It's a lot less resistance if you just freaking just recognize that we're all a little freaking asshole and we're all a little, you know. I never hated anybody. I never hated anybody because of the shade of their skin or the car that they drove or, you know, the food that they ate or, you know. I only hated, I just didn't like people if they were a jerk to people for no apparent reason. That's what those are the people that or that were just mean. That were just mean. I said yesterday in a talk, I was like, I don't like Ann on Astrology Hub. That was a little crass. I wouldn't hang out with her. She's whatever she is. But the reason is, and the deal breaker was, is she was telling a story about how when she was a teacher, she gave a girl a grade that the girl didn't deserve. And then later that happened to her. And I'm just like, you know, so like I think about all the crap. Like she changed. Then teachers do that all the time. You know, they do. If they like you, they'll make it better, and if they don't, you get shit. You know, and I barely got a 2.0 in high school when I graduated. Barely graduated. What's the matter, bud? Want to go under? What's the matter? Go ahead. Come on. Good dog. Go find your spot. Go ahead. You want over there? You want to go all over? Tucker's down there. Look at little Tucker's little legs sticking out down there. Can you see him? His little legs down there. His little legs. You hear him go. I think he has a deviated septum. He's my snore guy. That's a bad, bud. Oh, you want this side? Go ahead. Come on. Come on, there's room for all of us, buddy. Here. You okay? We're just not having a good time getting comfortable these days, are we? Come here. Come here. Come here. You want to be on the top? Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. There you go. There you go. That's where you want to be, right? You want to talk for a while? And then Benny, when he was abandoned? Benny's a good boy. Benny, you're such a good boy. He's very verbal. He's being quiet now, but he's very, very opinionated. Huh. Everybody's woeful in their emotions today. They're just a whoa, Marge. Just a whoa, Marge. He's a good boy, huh? So yeah, yesterday was a weird day. It was a full moon and it was a big one. You know, we got another one coming up. We got another one coming up at the end of the month. Yeah. So tag your it. I gotta look Melanie Martinez up. I gotta see what her deal is. I think later I'm gonna do a talk. I already got a title for later's to talk. The talk later today. It's it.Artists. That's what I'm gonna talk. I get words of the day. That's the thing. Technology is so weird. It's like nothing is ever consistent. Sometimes I get my email, sometimes I don't. You know, you can't rely on anything. You just can't. You can't rely on anything. A flexible, adaptable, and informal organizational structure without bureaucratic policies and procedures. That sounds like an ideal world to me. Let's see if we can make this happen. The council was formed as an autocracy, so everyone felt comfortable contributing. And then they use a Star Trek example, and they use me, because I was never a Trekkie. Never. I freaking hated I knew William Shatner. That guy's a scumbag, man. I think he killed his first wife. 911 call. My wife is at the bottom of the pool. Why don't you jump in and get her? You know? I mean, really? And he was so calm and so yeah, it was just, no, I don't buy it. I call bullshit. When I went to the Mall of America back in 2007, 6, 5, it was years ago. Because I lived in Omaha. I was like, well, if I'm going to be out here, I might as well go to all the places that people go when they're out here. So I went up to the Mall of America, and we were up on one of the the higher floors, and he was down below doing like a promotional thing. William Shatner, he was down there doing a promotional, and it was all that it took in me to frickin' not huck a loogie. I really wanted to spit on the man. I did. I wanted to spit. I didn't spit on the man. See, that's the thing, is like, you know, you have people with impulse control issues, and you have people that have impulses, like me, but have enough freaking sense to not act on the impulses. And if me, people like me, of all people, should be freaking, you know, I mean, it's like, that's the thing, it's like, but then you have judicial systems that come up with things like liability. Liability is the biggest freaking crock of shit that I've programmed, that I've, so you're penalizing people for things that they haven't done. That's what liability is. That's what liability, that's all liability is. You got to pay for something that hasn't happened yet. That's what liability is. It is so fucking weird. And we, you know, why don't people just not pay for if everybody just stopped paying the electric company? What are the electric company going to do? Yeah, they might turn their power, you know, but hey, they turn off their power when they feel like it anyway. You know, so if people just learn to live without all the freaking fluff and stuff, let's just everybody go camping. Let's just everybody live in a state where we're camping. And then maybe by then, if we get real good at it, the people that are like, you know, set up in the ivory towers that are so used to paying, you know, us paying for their houses, their kids' $80,000 college tuitions every year. That's all bureaucrats. You know, that's all those are all state employees, higher up. They're all government officials. You know, college ain't we're gonna have to teach people in the community how to do viable things. I'm a mechanic. I would love to have people come over and I will show you, you know, women, men, it doesn't matter. We don't need institutions at all to educate people on things. So we could have auto shops, we could have wood shop classes, we could do all these things to focus on our community instead of fucking, you know, what if everybody just stopped paying their taxes? Just don't pay the taxes anymore. Just stop. I mean, rich people already don't, but what if us poor people just started acting like we're free like all the rich people do? How would the world change? But no, that won't happen because people are too fearful because they have no faith. But I wonder what would happen if people stepped into their faith and became less fearful. You know, and I see people all over YouTube just talking the talk. Just somebody told me, "Oh, you talk the talk." Oh yeah, I talk the talk. Look at all my freaking over 1,000 of my videos. I fucking walk the walk too. Yeah, so I don't just talk the talk, Liebskin. I walk the walk. And if you look at my history, I'm in pretty good standing. Yeah, I love when people tell me about me. I turn off is what I do. When they start, I turn off. I'm just like, oh, this conversation's over. Yep. So, anyway. And then reconvene another day, maybe. You know? I just don't do shit I don't want to do anymore. I don't. I did it for too long. I served Uncle Sam, which to me is Luciferi, because it was George Baby Bush in that administration. He serves Lucifer, so I signed my. But the thing of it is I gave my life to God long before, and I've been giving it to Him since. So you know, I have my Social Security number. You know, my credit is shit. You know, I had an 830 credit score. Now I can't even fucking rent out. You know, I have, you know, $6,000 in the bank for deposits and shit like that. And fucking still, nobody will let me live in their house. They just watch me. They're, you know, I mean, there's people that have rentals and stuff all over the place. Reddit is full of renter. There's, you know, nobody fucking wants to live in California. That's what's funny. It's like you people set your prices so high. People don't want to live there. They don't want to live in California. Dude, it's a fucking nightmare, man. Because you got to pay for the bureaucrats so they can send their kids to these colleges and they can drive their Teslas and fucking, you know, keep talking about how much they care about people, you know, standing with the governor, standing up there with this in his $10,000 suits, you know, and there's just homeless people everywhere. It's just very, very disingenuous. I find it very, very disingenuous. There's no spirit in that. So now the old boy, you know, it's DDK. We're on course. There's not going to be a presidential election. They've already made, now he's got the Rona, so now he's not going to be able to go out and, show the world. So now that see, people don't understand. I think that's what's funny is people, they have their fucking heads buried in the sand, and all hell is about to break loose in this country. All hell is about to break loose in this country. Because you have more than 51% of the population is fucking disheveled, is nut job, because they don't have the discipline to even keep the fucking sputum out of their mouth, let alone their finger off a trigger. So all hell is about to break loose. I hope it isn't what isn't like what the potentials of things that can. I hope. I pray to God that it's not going to be worse than I think it is. And I think it's going to be pretty bad. So hey, if you're living and everyone that's living in the psyche, everything's great, it's just all gonna blow over. No, folks. What are people gonna do if we see foreign countries flying over and dropping bombs? Wonder how people are gonna react then. Everything will be okay, like the captain of the ship that's getting blown apart on fucking what is that movie? Pirates of the Caribbean, whatever number. Oh yeah, everything, life is grand. He's coming down and this freaking stuff is blown. It's okay, man. Is that Margie? Don't make it weird for being. Man, my light turned off. I want to turn my light back on. I gotta make Mom breakfast soon. I gotta get her to a safe place too, man. I gotta get her to a safe place. It's not just about me. It's not just about me. I'm trying to get a camp society, but freaking everybody is so happy and so joyful with where they're at. But talk to me in an hour. Yeah, see, that's the thing, is these energies are freaking insane. They're just okay, this ain't my shit. I know I'm good. I'm good for today. You just gotta live in today. Gotta live in today. Just sometimes for me, I gotta live in the second. Or I couldn't even focus. I didn't even want to focus on. I just was so agitated yesterday because I'm feeling the agitations of all the people that are agitated. Everybody's freaking agitated. Yeah, I just saw some kind of thing about how they found freaking, I had a conversation yesterday about puppy mills. I hate breeders. I don't like dog breeders. I fucking hate all dog breeders. There's no such thing as a fucking reputable dog breeders. And it seems to me that every time somebody gets a dog from a dog breeder, there's like, I don't see any positive in dog breeders at all, ever. Then there's so many, and then I see articles about dog breeders that they found 5,000 dogs dead, or animals dead from China because of pet stores and dog breeders. I have 4 dogs from dog rescues. I'm very passionate about dog rescue, and that is contrary to dog breeding. Dog breeding makes sick. It creates freaking. That's why all these freaking people are crazy. That's why all the look at freaking what's his name, Charles. And the Queen, they're all freaking inbred to the gills, man. It's amazing, those people. They don't have gills. They probably inbred the gills out of them. Because those people are just so freaking disconnected from reality. When people are just in a different vibrational frequency than the main collective consciousness of everyone that you're surrounded with, that creates cognitive dissonance. There should be one Earth, that we're all experience the one Earth about that. But no, there's however many people on the planet, and they're having their experience with the Earth, and so that's creating however many consciousness on the planet, that version of how many Earths there are, and everybody's looking at all this duality is everybody's clocks are linking up. So more people are going to start to see evidence directly in their lives, even if they don't believe the storylines that the Democrats are, and they eat kids and all this Luciferian tale stuff. Even if you don't believe that, people are going to start being proven that it's real and it's true, because it's going to be in their algorithm, because it's time for people to wake up. And hey, if they want to be for it, then they're going to try it out and put, I don't even like going to scary movies. Like, I love Halloween because of fall and the feeling and like the parties and dressing up and stuff like that, and then you can see the aspects of what people are really drawn to, because they're playing out roles. That's what Halloween gives you a chance to put on Look at all the football players that used to put on dresses and stuff when you're in high school, Yeah. They're telling you about themselves. When people I dressed up like as a gypsy when I was a little girl. But it was just like, we were always poor, and my outfit never, people would just be like, oh, nice try, but, I took my rubber ball that I used for Foursquare and put aluminum foil around it for my crystal ball and stuff, and then by the end of the night, the aluminum foil was falling off it, and I was just like, so it's just like, I always picture things better in my mind that I wanted to do, but I never had the resources to do them, and then I put myself in a position to have the resources, but then life changed, and I was supposed to be live in different aspects, I guess. So I went to in fellowship, there's always stuff going on, and I wore like a red sweatshirt. Nah, I don't even want to talk about it. Hi, Cindy. Yeah, I don't know. I'll talk about it later. Salutations, Michelle from the UK. Yeah. See, and I would go to Idaho, I would go to Montana. I've reconsidered the winter things, as long as I don't have to be out in it. I don't really want to, but I would go to Nevada, I would go to California, Washington. I would go to any place that someone is like, hey, I know someone who has a place that's just sitting there. People have vacation rentals all over the place, I know people with cabins on lakes and stuff like that they go up twice. So, it's just like, fucking put people in this shit. Put people in it. Oh my god. And there's so, and it's like, why can't I drive down the street and then find an old shack or something that nobody lives in? Just make it my own. Oh, because there's liabilities. You know why people quit help? I remember like in the 80s, 90s and stuff, that's when it really started. It's when people stopped helping each other. People stopped like doing Heimlich maneuver. People like would fall out and faint, and everybody would stay away and not help him until because of liability. So you have these concepts that are totally made up, that are total bullshit, like money. Money's a made up concept. And then you have all these systems created to divvy out a made-up concept, which the systems are made up with themselves, but the means to help the people are very real. So the fact alone that I haven't had running water in 3 years, but a human being cannot live without water after 3 days. Food, yeah, you can live longer than that, because your body will just eat itself. Will just consume itself. And all the nutrients and that, and you'll get dehydrated first and stuff like that. It's a terrible, terrible death. But the thing of it is that's the thing. We live in a society where the pyramid on the top of the pyramid. I remember the top of the pyramid. They don't give a shit about. They only care about the top of the pyramid, and everything else is just foundation to keep them at the top. They don't care. Psychos don't care about people. They care about money. And they care about award shows and prestige and look what I did and how important I am. Does everybody else recognize me as a very important being? And look at all the freaking broken psyches right now that are falling apart because they're not getting the attention that they're used to getting. They're not getting the coddling. They're not getting to be a freaking jerk to people for being less than them and all that stuff. So a lot of people are degaussing that lower vibrational fear because they're finding that being a dick, it doesn't work for you anymore. You can't be a jerk in this. You can't not only care about yourself on this planet right now. You cannot do that. And look at all the people that do. Look at all the people that do. I've tried to Idaho, and I don't. You know, I know people there, and I'm like, hey, you know, I'm looking for places, and then okay, all right, then they go. Everybody has their own shit, so I know I've been making myself a priority too. Yeah, I see. Idaho that's the place where people are going. That's the place that people are going. But the thing of it is everybody's leaving someplace, and so when they leave that place, that's like in Redding and stuff like that. All those people that are just being so selective of who they put in their houses with, like, you have to have like 3,000 verified, and making all these rules and regulations. It's just like, dude, you're gonna have a really hard time finding people that are gonna fit in this category. So they get to pay their mortgage, you know. Because of what they won't allow, you know. It's so weird. And kids are so much more destructive than dogs. Kids are freaking. I remember, like, in my life, the things I've seen kids do, like freaking little boys that like take their, and their parents think it's cute. They take their diapers off and wipe them on the wall. That's just all low vibrational shit, man. Literally and figuratively. You know, and then these people grow up, and then it's just like, you know, oh, it's they're wiping their shit on the walls, so it's not cute no more. You know. Yeah, Halloween doesn't have the same feel that it does anymore. It doesn't have the same feel anymore. Nothing has the same feel, but that's the thing, is because we get our feelings from the inside. I found my feeling with home. That's the thing, is I feel like my feeling of home is being threatened, because my home is just the feeling I get when I'm with my dogs and my mom. And that's my home. So it doesn't matter where we get to do that, and we could do it in a garage. And we'll live. I mean, she's got her. We'll put all the stuff in storage and live in I don't need to find the next place where I'm going to be forever. I just really need to get to a place where we can be safe through this winter, because all hell's going to fucking break loose. And there's so many people that are just like, everything's great, everything's fine. I'm like, dude, there ain't going to be an election. They're already freaking posturing. It's all political posturing. And you know what posturing is? I swear, politics and lawyers and shit, they're just the fucking people that were too weird and too egocentric for the drama kids. But they still like the same pageantry. They like it more. You know? Like that dumb bitch that got, you know, caught on the hot mic for oh, better put on my mask. It's all political posture. It's all pageantry. It's all, you know, for the cameras. It's all for make-believe. Everything's make-believe, but energy doesn't lie. People do. That's the thing. So when are people going to start calling bullshit on stuff? I think some of us have. Oh, and you know, it's kind of interesting. One thing I say a lot is, the higher we vibe, the higher we get into higher vibrational frequencies and technology and stuff like that, you're going to start seeing the people who maybe aren't as grounded and degaussed as they say they are. Their tech ain't going to work. They're going to have problems. They're not going to be able to upload, download. They're not going to be able to get their messages out, because they're static. People are static. You know, so you can't act like you're, oh, I'm this and that and all this, and then it's just like, you know, I'm seeing readers that have had, you know, up until this point, now they're making all their content more exclusive, like giving you a little taste and then come over here and pay. There's less spirit in that. I won't say there's no, because everybody has a right to earn it. People donate to my channel every now and again. not enough to count it as income by any means. I'm trying to, subsidize my income by, getting to a place, and then I'll do photography. I'll be I'll make lunches. I got so many ideas about how to make money. I just got to get in a place where, I can not have to worry about mom just sitting at a blank screen for 2 hours, And I wouldn't mind getting a roommate either. Having a roommate either. That would be ideal. Someone that could help, let more hands, less work. I don't know, and I did it too. It's like, I had a freaking 2,100 square foot house in Omaha, Nebraska. I had the front yard, backyard. It was the cutest little house on the block. It had the full dormer basement or attic, and then it had the basement. That's where mom's room was, in her bathroom down there, and then I tried to fill it up with the relationship with the people, to have more of a family, and I kept people just have their own stuff going on. I can't unsubscribe from the Portland. Look at this shit. This stuff is a slap in the face. This VA shit that I get all the time. The VA Portland healthcare system update. This is why I don't get the benefits that I need, because they're constantly freaking changing their website and changing their logos, and it's all marketing and stuff like that. And so the people that need the help don't get the help. And then, and it's like, if you call the office, they tell you to go online. How many of those veterans that are living in tents in the streets, how many of those veterans, right? I mean, you think, that's the thing, is they want people to keep going through all these people that have fallen through the cracks of the system, did everything that they were supposed to do. At some point, somebody said, no, they looked at them and said, you don't qualify for something. That's how they got there. Or they have so many systems that people don't want to sit down and freaking fill out 400 pages of freaking documentation that somebody's going to look at and make a determination based on how they feel about you anyway. Because all these systems, yeah, they do have policies and procedures and standards and things like that. But once you're a part of them, what you find out is none of those policies, procedures, and standards count for jack shit. And laws count for jack shit. Because what really matters is who's in charge and how they feel that day. And that's how the society's always been run. And if it were any different at all, if there was any subject for argument in that debate, the world would be in a much better place. But the thing of it is so very few people on this planet make them a part of so many systems. I intentionally went into the Air Force, and then I went into IT, because I'm like, well, if the world ends, and there's still electricity, people are going to need to communicate. I have those abilities to help put technologies together so people can it doesn't matter if it's two-way radio. It doesn't matter if it's, I know how to keep people connected, and I know how to get through to people that I need to get through to, too. It's just getting through to them, but are they going to be receptive? Are we on the same frequency and want to do the same thing? So, my train of thought just derailed. Like people, like plastic. People are plastic. People are so fake and phony. It's like, who do they think they're kidding, man? Who do they think they're kidding? Especially people that, like, wear so much makeup and have so much freaking, stuff on you. I'm like, dude, where's the spirit in that? Where's your spirit under all that, The world is changing at a very, very fast rate. It's going to get very, very unsafe. And it doesn't matter. You can try and freaking, everything's la, la, la. It's just going to create more cognitive dissonance in you. It's going to be a long, hard winter. But the spring is going to be cool. Prayers for the president. And that's how you find out how people really are. You want to find out how people really are? See how they treat other people when other people are down. How many people are wishing upon him death right now? And I mean, I'm not even going to social media to see. I'm staying off social media today. Very, very little. This is it. Well, not this, but I'll probably do a talk later. But I'm just like, dude, I can't see the harsh. Like, even, I don't care if somebody's done the worst things conceivable to me or somebody I love. you wishing ill will on a human being is only going to cause ill will to come back on you. So maybe that's why it's happening. Maybe the powers that be are summoning up, the karma for people to get knocked off their ivory tower. Who knows? The story unfolds. That's about all I got now. Hope you have